supporters have gathered ahead of this court ruling. And so the whole process has garnered a huge amount of attention around the world. Demonstrations underway right there, as I say. What's going on?
Well, absolutely. We are expecting hundreds of protesters here at the Central Station in The Hague. And The Hague, of course, is seen as the city of international peace and justice. And that's exactly because there are two very important international courts here in The Hague. And one of them, of course, all the eyes of the world are now on the International Court of Justice. And that's where these protesters will march to in the next few minutes. And I'm joined here by one of them, one of the organizers, Dagmar Bosma. Very good to have you here. It's a big day also for the protesters who have been protesting. You have been protesting for weeks and weeks and weeks, right?
For months, for over 100 days, we have been protesting, and today is a day of historical significance, a really big day, because if the ICJ rules in favor of preliminary measures, and we're very hopeful they will, then that would be a really big step in the fight of Palestinian liberation, because then all the parties that have signed the Genocide Convention, they will be legally obligated to ensure that these preliminary measures are taken.
So you hope the ruling will be Israel should stop its military operation immediately?
Yes, to ensure that there's no more harm done to the Palestinian people.
Many governments, also the Dutch government, your government, is still backing Israel, right? How hopeful are you that the pressure from these governments will be on Israel anytime soon, or a lot sooner than it is happening now?
This court ruling would send a really, really strong message to other governments. They would have a legal obligation, as I said, under the Genocide Convention, which they undersigned, right? So they have a legal obligation to make sure no more harm is done, to make sure these preliminary measures are implemented. And they cannot act with as if Israel has impunity any longer.
In the case, of course, that the court rules otherwise in favor of Israel, what will be the response of all the protesters gathering today?
Of course, we would be very angry, we would be disappointed, but we would not stop protesting, we would not stop our actions, because in the end we all know very well that it's not institutions like the ICJ that make a free Palestine happen. It's the people on the ground, it's the people fighting, doing the fight for liberation that will make it happen in the end.
Thank you so much for joining us. So these protesters are now here, around half an hour walk towards the International Court of Justice, where they will all watch the ruling in around 2 hours from now on a big screen, and then we'll see how they're going to respond.
Indeed, Step will be, of course, back with you as and when that takes place. Vaessen there at The Hague. Well, South Africa is